So what I'm doing here is I'm making char cloth. It's used to start fires when using a flint striker, and you make it by putting cotton in a tin. This turns the cloth into pure carbon, which is incredibly fragile but really susceptible to catching a spark. The first tin I showed you would have been ideal, however it ended up melting because of the cheap alloy it must have been made out of. This second one's a cement tin, which has a very small mouth and is very hard to get the char cloth out without breaking it. I finally came across this tin, which has quite a big mouth on it and a big lid, which means that I won't have to make a hole, as the gaps in the lid will vent perfectly on their own. Once in the fire, you just want to wait until the gases stop visibly escaping. These gases may also catch fire, but that's fine. You just need to wait until that stops, and then your char cloth will be done. So this is your flint striker and then a piece of flint. You just need to find a piece of flint with a roughly 90-degree angle on and hit sort of in and down, gently but firmly, and that should create a spark. This works as the piece of flint is shaving off small parts of the metal striker. You then want to pinch your piece of char cloth either above or below the piece of flint, and then use the same technique and hopefully catch a spark, which you can then use to light your tinder bundle. So this is your flint striker, which is just a high carbon bit of metal. You want to find a roughly 90-degree angle on the piece of flint and gently but swiftly hit down and sort of into the piece of flint. Doing this shaves off small pieces of metal which create your spark. So now what you want to do is place your char cloth either above or below the piece of flint and use the same technique to try and put a spark into it. I'm really bad at this, so it takes quite a while. So just showing you the other tin now and how much easier it is to remove the char cloth.